Hey, we're back. It's been ages because my videographer and I, our schedules are like ships in the night, and we just never get a chance to actually make any of these anymore, but I'm making one now. And I doubt you'll ever make this one because, well, my boys won't. Hopefully you will, but my boys probably won't. But I'm gonna make shrimp ceviche. And it's a South American dish. I first had it when I went to Peru to visit my nephew who was working the Peace Corps down there. It wasn't shrimp, I think it was some kind of fish, but some kind of seafood ceviche. And it was really good. And I was like, where have you been all my life? Not my nephew, I knew where he was. It's shrimp ceviche. I was wondering where that was, or ceviche. But it's a real simple, kind of a good summer dip, salad, side dish kind of thing. It's really good, but it does have a little bit of kick to it. It has some jalapeno in it. I'll probably put a little bit of hot sauce in it when I get it done. But so that means my videographer, my beautiful wife, won't be anywhere near it because she doesn't like anything hot, but I'll eat it up quite well. But what's really interesting about it is that so you start with raw shrimp and you don't cook the shrimp, but it becomes cooked. It's kind of cool. We use the acidity of lemons and limes to it basically cooks the shrimp. We'll let the shrimp marinate in the lemon lime juice stuff for 4 or 5 hours. And then once it's done, all the shrimp, which now looks like this, raw shrimp, gray, it will be pink and cooked through the acidity of the lime and the lemon, the citrus fruits. So we're going to peel some of these. I'll show you how to peel them. These came deveined, but still with the shell on. So I'm going to show you how to peel them. And basically, so this is what they look like. You can see they've taken the vein out of the middle, the back of these things. And so then you just kind of grab a hold of the little clear shell and pinch right behind the end of the tail and pull, and off it comes. And you just make sure you get all the little extra bits off. And throw that in there. And so we'll do another one. Okay. Again, there's the kind of clear shell over it. Just want to kind of get it started, and then pinch right behind the tail and pull. Now sometimes it doesn't always come off fully like that, so I had to go back, and that's why I always kind of just double check it, make sure all the extra clear part is off. Brown up a little bit. And some of these are still, I just got them out of the freezer a little bit ago, so they're still a little bit frozen. That's why maybe they're not peeling quite as easily. But good, and pinch and pull, and off it comes, this little clear exoskeleton, and then in goes shrimp. So I'm going to end up peeling all this with about 1 pound of shrimp here. I'm going to peel all this, and then we're going to chop up all the other stuff you saw over there, the tomatoes. We'll juice the lemon and lime, jalapeno in, some red onion, gets all mixed together. And then right before we serve it, we throw in some avocado. We'll dice up some avocado and throw that on top. But it's going to take me a while to get through all these, so I will keep working on it, and I'll see you when I'm done with this. Just a couple here. And all right, we have 1 pound of deveined shrimp. So again, you're looking for, it's usually frozen in the grocery store. 1 pound of deveined raw shrimp, peel still on, and or shell still on, or however they call it. But anyway, you have to peel it that way. So now that they've been peeled, I'm going to actually just kind of slide them out here for a minute, because when I thawed them out, of course, they have a little bit of extra moisture to them. So I'm gonna just kind of get a couple paper towels and pat them dry. Maybe super dry, just get that excess moisture off it. Like so. And then we're going to, oh, that shrimp escaped over here. Oh. Okay, so now that they are all peeled and patted dry a little bit, I'm going to chop them all up into half-inch, inch-long pieces. Not super small, but you know, like I'm going to do like so about half-inch. I'm going to chop all this up, throw it in here. We're going to get the slice the lemons and the limes and use our juicer. Put that in there. Chop all this other stuff up. Put it all in there, and we'll put it in the fridge. So let me chop these up, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, we have got our fixins for the most part diced up here. So I've got, it's a small red onion. I used about 2/3 of a bigger red onion because that's what I had. I've got tomatoes, and I've got these beautiful things here, jalapenos from our garden last year. I froze a bunch because we had a bumper crop of jalapenos. So I froze a bunch for use this year until our garden gets going. So all that's gonna get mixed in. The shrimp is in the bowl here. We're gonna mix all in. I'm gonna slice up our lemons and limes, get the juice from them, mix them all together, and we're going to then put it in this bowl and go from there. So I will get all these in. So, you know, I told you I got I first tasted this in Peru, where I was seeing my nephew. And I got back to the United States, and I was like, man, that was so good. And I was telling a buddy of mine who happens to be of Mexican heritage, and I said, man, I had this dish called ceviche. And he's like, yeah, you've never had ceviche before? Of course, he'd pretty much grown up on this stuff because it's a Hispanic, Mexican, South American, whatever dish. It's you know, all through that area. So he gave me a recipe on how to do it. This was well before the internet had recipes for everything you could ever want. So he gave me the recipe on how to do it, and I started making it, and man, it's just one of my favorite summer things to eat. So, all right, we're gonna slice up and squeeze out 2 lemons. And some people put jicama in their ceviche. You can put in bell peppers. You can put in you kind of can make it your own. It's the biggest thing is it's usually a seafood, so it's shrimp or some kind of white fish, typically, I think. And then you know, you put in onion and tomato and a lot of the kind of basic foods that you find in the Mexican culture, or Hispanic culture. Like I said, jalapenos and tomatoes and onions and all that kind of stuff. So put all that in and let it cook away on itself. Okay, there's the lemon juice. Plenty of lemon juice there. And I'm going to do the same for the limes. And it's 3 limes because, as you can see, we get a lot less juice out of each lime than we do most lemons. Since our quite a bit smaller, and they just don't seem to have a whole lot. They're more pulpy than lemons, it seems like. Of course, I could cheat and just buy the lemon juice and lime juice from the store already in little squeeze bottles, but I kind of like to go the fresh route when I can. Yeah, see, two limes, I didn't get nearly as much lime as I did 2 lemons. Last one. And I decided to sometimes I just put it right into the glass dish and stir it there, but I figured that I was going to make it a little bit easier myself and mix it in a bowl so we have more room to slosh it all around. All right, so mix it all together. Make sure that citric acid is going over everything to cook that shrimp. We prefer not to have any botulism. Trust me, I can tell you a story about how that could ruin a pleasant day. All right, it's all mixed. Goes into the bowl or into the baking dish over here. We're going to spread it all out. And what I'll probably do is I'm gonna put some saran wrap over the top of that so it'll not fill the refrigerator with the smell of shrimp and all that. So I'm gonna put some saran wrap, I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and then in 4 hours, give or take, we'll hopefully have some shrimp ceviche to eat. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've had this in the juice for 4 or 5 hours now. And if you take a look, you can see that the shrimp is getting pink. It's definitely pinker than it was. I think it needs a little more time. And I think what probably I would have done differently if I had to do this over again was to put just the shrimp in the lemon and lime juice and let it cook by itself, so it had more a chance to marinate by itself and not have the juices soaked up by the other stuff in there. So I'm gonna let it sit actually overnight and let it have a chance to actually stir it around a little bit so that all the sides of all the pieces of shrimp can make sure that it's in the juice there. So I'm gonna let it sit overnight, and then hopefully by tomorrow evening, I'll show it to you, and hopefully I'll have completely pink shrimp. But you can see it's working. It's starting to cook in that juice. It's just gonna take some time because I think the rest of the jalapenos and the tomatoes and all that kind of stuff has soaked up some of the lemon juice that would normally be marinating the shrimp. So we'll check back in 24 hours and see how it looks then. And if it's not pink, well, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, we'll check then. All right, so it's been almost 24 hours since I did my ceviche because it was nighttime when we finished up, and then I worked, and then we got home. And so now we'll take a look, and you can see that the shrimp is all nice and pink, all cooked in the lime and lemon juice and the acid from that. So I am going to try it now because it looks delicious. Just get a little chunk of everything here. It's good stuff. Okay, so I'm actually going to add in, if I can get it open, I'm going to chop some cilantro and throw that in as well. And then you just, as I just did, you just eat it with chips, and it's really, really good. So I'm gonna, about that much cilantro. Chop this up really well. And with that chopped up, just throw it on top there. Feel a spoon and just add that in. Makes it even a little more colorful, doesn't it? Just kind of adds to the look of it to have a little extra color in there. But also adds to a good flavor of cilantro. Some people like cilantro, some people don't. Apparently it can taste really odd to people who don't like it. There's some bitter taste or something that comes out of it, but I happen to like it, so. Okay, that's how it gets mixed together. It's 7 o'clock tonight. We've got another dinner over here that I made that I'll do another video on that when that comes out, but so I'm not gonna eat, okay, one more bite, but I'm not gonna eat this tonight. Otherwise, I would cube up some avocado on here as well, and throw that on there, and then that would be the best topper. So there you go. That is ceviche. It's really pretty simple, and it's really good. So I will see you next time.